Have you ever felt overwhelmed by society's expectations or found yourself entangled in a web of concerns about things beyond your control? If the answer is yes, you're not alone. Many of us spend our lives trapped in the snare of caring too much about things that, at the end of the day, may not matter as much as we think. And what if there were a way to break free from this cycle? A way to navigate life with more serenity and a clear mind? Today, we delve deeply into an exploration of a philosophical approach that could hold the key to a happier and more fulfilled life. This approach, the art of not caring, isn't about apathy or disdain for others, but rather about focusing our concern and attention where it truly matters, on things within our control, and letting go of the rest. In this video, we'll explore the wisdom of various philosophies and philosophers who have walked this path before us, leaving signposts for us to follow. From the tranquility of Buddhist philosophy to the self-sufficiency of Stoicism, from Epicurus's hedonic calculus to Soren Kierkegaard's existential courage, and from Nietzsche's affirmative principles of life to the individualistic essence of existentialism. This exploration isn't merely academic. We'll also discuss real-world applications and examples. We'll see how these philosophies have been applied by individuals in the real world and how not caring in the right way can lead to more happiness, less anxiety, and a more fulfilled life. But what do we exactly mean by not caring in the philosophical sense? Not caring doesn't mean complete detachment or lack of concern. It means freeing ourselves from societal pressures, fears of the unknown, worries about what we can't control, and anxieties regarding the judgments of others. The art of not caring encourages us to channel our energy into our actions, responses, and attitudes, rather than expending mental and emotional energy on things beyond our sphere of influence. It's about recognizing our limitations and deciding what truly deserves our attention, effort, and passion. It's about learning to embrace uncertainty, accepting the impermanence of life, and still living joyfully in the present moment. If you've ever felt like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, if you've wished to free yourself from the anxieties that hold you back, or if you're simply curious about different philosophical perspectives on happiness, you're in the right place. We hope that by the end of this journey, you'll be armed with a new perspective on how to navigate the ups and downs of life with grace, equanimity, and a peaceful mind. It's time to embark on a philosophical journey of self-discovery and learn the art of letting go to live a happier and more fulfilled life. As we venture into this exploration, it's important to first set the stage by delving into the intrinsic link between philosophy and happiness. What role does philosophy play in defining and understanding happiness? Philosophy, at its core, is the love of wisdom. It's an exploration of fundamental questions about existence, reality, knowledge, values, reason, and, crucially for our discussion today, happiness. Philosophers throughout the ages and cultures have grappled with the question of what happiness is and how it can be attained. The pursuit of understanding happiness has always been at the heart of philosophical inquiry, from ancient Greek philosophers to modern thinkers. Happiness is a concept that, at first glance, seems simple and universal, but upon deeper examination, reveals a multidimensional nature that is profoundly subjective and complex. Our understanding of happiness is often tied to our personal experiences, cultural backgrounds, and social expectations. However, when we shift our focus from a personal lens to the broader view of philosophy, the meaning of happiness expands and deepens. How do different philosophical perspectives view happiness? Let's begin with the ancient Greeks. For Aristotle, one of the most influential philosophers of all time, happiness wasn't a fleeting emotion or a state of momentary joy. He proposed the concept of eudaimonia, often translated as flourishing or the good life. For Aristotle, happiness lay in living a life of virtue and wisdom, realizing one's potential, and contributing to society. It wasn't about pursuing pleasure but cultivating a rich inner life. In contrast, philosopher Epicurus saw happiness as the pursuit of pleasure and the avoidance of pain. However, Epicurean philosophy didn't advocate for hedonistic indulgence. Epicurus emphasized the simple and natural pleasures of life, such as friendship, intellectual pursuits, and peace of mind. In the 17th and 18th centuries, during the Enlightenment era, we encounter utilitarian philosophers like Jeremy Bentham and John Stuart Mill. They proposed that happiness consists of maximizing pleasure for the greatest number of people, forming the basis for their moral and ethical guidelines. In the 19th century, German philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer offered a less optimistic view. He believed that life is filled with suffering and that happiness is merely the absence of this suffering. Schopenhauer's philosophy advocates for reducing desires to minimize disappointment and pain. Then we have existentialists like Jean-Paul Sartre and Albert Camus, who questioned the meaning of life in an apparently absurd and senseless universe. They suggested that the pursuit of happiness lies in creating personal meaning in a world lacking inherent goals. Therefore, different philosophers throughout time have offered varied and even conflicting views on happiness. Their perspectives not only reflect the complexities of human nature but also demonstrate how happiness is an ongoing pursuit shaped by our culture, experiences, and philosophical inquiries. So, philosophy doesn't provide a single answer to the question, what is happiness, but offers a range of lenses through which we can explore, understand, and seek happiness. What, then, does philosophy teach us about the relationship between the art of not caring and happiness? Let's explore that next. The pursuit of happiness often leads us through a maze of desires, expectations, and external pressures. The art of not caring emerges as a compass that can guide us through this maze, allowing us to navigate life's complexities with greater clarity and equanimity. It's based on the understanding that not everything deserves our concern and attention, and that focusing our mental and emotional resources on the right things can result in a more fulfilling and satisfying life. However, this doesn't mean adopting an apathetic attitude toward life. Instead, the art of not caring invites us to carefully assess our concerns, recognize what's within and beyond our control, and direct our energy toward what's constructive and uplifting. Stoic philosophy offers valuable insights into how to practice this art. Stoics, including figures like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius, believe that our emotional response to events is more significant than the events themselves. They teach us to distinguish between things within our control, such as our judgments and reactions, and things outside our control, such as external circumstances and other people's actions. By focusing on what's within our control and accepting what's not, we can cultivate inner tranquility and a healthy sense of detachment. This doesn't mean completely ignoring life's concerns and challenges. On the contrary, the art of not caring encourages us to address these concerns in a productive and realistic manner. By releasing the energy we used to spend on fruitless and stressful worries, we become empowered to act wisely, accept the inevitable, and pursue what truly matters to us. In addition to Stoicism, other philosophies also offer valuable perspectives on the relationship between the art of not caring and happiness. Taoism, for example, invites us to flow with the nature of life instead of resisting the current. This approach aligns with the idea of not overly attaching to desired outcomes or rigid expectations, but rather allowing life to unfold naturally. Buddhism, on the other hand, teaches us to embrace impermanence as a fundamental part of life. By embracing the reality that everything is subject to change, we can cultivate a sense of detachment and equanimity toward life's vicissitudes. Therefore, the art of not caring isn't an escape from the world but a guide to a more authentic, satisfying, and balanced life. It helps us embrace uncertainty, accept human limitations, and focus our energy on what we can positively influence. In doing so, we free ourselves from the bonds of excessive expectation, pointless worry, and the relentless pursuit of external validation. Instead, we find true inner freedom, genuine joy, and a deep sense of purpose. As we continue our journey, it's important to remember that philosophy doesn't have all the answers, but it can guide us in the right direction. The art of not caring is like a map that helps us navigate the twists and turns of life. The pursuit of happiness is an ongoing exploration, and each philosophy offers a valuable piece to the puzzle. With an open mind and a willingness to learn, we can discover how to apply the art of not caring in our lives, unlocking a path to a more fulfilling and meaningful existence.